What the fuck? The kid's completely cracked.
You're a widow. You're a sexy woman, Flo.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey everybody, my name's Aaron McDonald and you are watching Private Parts. Today's going to be the first in a line of videos that I put out of double features. Some of these are going to be like male / female protagonists, and some of these are just going to be fucking bananas, and that's what we're going to start with today. This double feature is I'm dubbing this one "Let's Hear It for the Boys."
Let's hear it for the boys.
This is going to start with Sonny Boy and end with Bad Boy Bubby. So double features, there's an art to a double feature or a marathon. Sometimes you want to go with a certain actor or a certain director and watch a couple of their films. Sometimes it's just a tone. I mean, I used to go to the video store and rent like 3 or 4 movies and blow them all out in a night, and then go and watch another. And like a lot of times it's just a feeling, you know. You'd be going down the rack and I'd see The Burbs, and then I'd see go to the horror section, I'd see Burial Ground and like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, and there's no rhyme or reason to it. For some reason, when you're watching it, that it all just kind of like it all just meshed together. You know what I mean? It was just about a feeling of what you want to watch at that time. But if you're trying to program double features, a lot of times you want to do you want to try and figure out a good, like, tonally. Like I said, it can be actors or directors or writers. We just did that Andrew Kevin Walker episode, so that would be a pretty bleak, marathon. So today we're like I said, I had this idea a while ago about like I don't know, like a junkyard marathon or something, and I was thinking about doing like or maybe a fucked up family marathon. I don't know, but somehow I was gonna try and arrange Bad Boy Bubby and Sonny Boy with like street trash. Because they're all kind of set in like junkyards or kind of fucking dilapidated settings. Or Repo Man. Repo Man would actually be a nice addition, because it would be you'd want to end with Repo Man. You know what I mean? Like Street Trash is a lot of fun, but it's super long, and it's kind of it's a unique. All these are unique films. But Sonny Boy and Bad Boy Bubby are can be pretty heavy and a little dour and kind of I mean, Bad Boy Bubby ends on kind of a crescendo, but the Repo Man would be like you're just going out on a fucking high note. You're leaving that screening on the right foot.
Miller, what are you doing?
Going for a little spin.
But you don't know how to drive.
Don't go. What about our relationship? What about our relationship?
Fuck that.
But I thought maybe that's a bridge too far. That would be like 6 hours or 7 hours of movie watching. So in lieu of that, We're going to be talking about 1989's Sonny Boy and 1993 Bad Boy Bubby. Now it's time for everybody's favorite part of the show. Aaron reads on camera. So the first feature that we would start with would be Sonny Boy. I happen to have a copy of Sonny Boy right here. This is the Scream Factory disc, and this is the synopsis off the back of the disc. A shattering, unforgettable performance from David Carradine powers this wickedly offbeat tale of family love gone berserk. Paul L. Smith, Midnight Express, Midnight Express and Crime Wave, and Brad Dourif, Child's Play, The Exorcist 3, are also featured in powerfully moving supporting roles. Paul Smith is a fucking maniac in this movie. He may be the most degenerate character in film history, or maybe one of them at least. He's a real bastard. In a remote desert town, a psychopathic petty crook, Smith, and his transvestite girlfriend, their words not mine, Carradine, kidnap an orphaned infant, cage it like an animal, and train it to steal and kill on their command. Years later, when the half-wild Sonny Boy escapes and embarks on a bloody rampage, the couple's monstrous attempt at child development provokes the local populace into vengeful retaliation. Unlike any film you've ever seen, Sonny Boy is an unsettling, wildly bizarre allegory on the devastating effect of child abuse and the violent consequences that follow. Okay, so Sonny Boy. So Brad Dourif plays this character Weasel, who works for Slew, the Paul Smith character. He's kind of one of his henchmen. It's also got Cheswick, Sidney Lassick from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. So you have the Brad Dourif and Lassick reunion. But they're both kind of these henchmen to Slew, who's Paul Smith. And the opening scene is Brad Dourif is stealing this car. This movie is so it's beautiful, but it is so fucked up. It seems like it's going to be kind of a quirky, kind of off the wall, like day in the life, like a fucking like a Reuben and Ed or Roadside Prophets, kind of a goofy, kind of like weird, or Highway to Hell, like a weird, just kind of, I won't even say slice of life, but just a quirky, like comedy. And this definitely has the quirk with none of the comedy. Brad Dourif goes and he's at this random motel. He goes to steal this car. He ends up killing these people and stealing their car. And when he gets back to Slew's, they discover a baby in the back. Initially, Slew wants to murder this kid. Paul Smith is such an asshole. I mean, he's kind of notorious. Like, he plays assholes. That was Paul Smith's gig for a long time. You know, he's Bluto and fucking Popeye, and he was also the one of the lawn the caretaker in Pieces, and like because he's Paul Smith, you just like it sets him up as like one of the many red herrings in that movie, but. Anytime Paul Smith comes on, I mean, he's one of the guys in Dune. He's fucking one of the fucking, I want to say Baratheons, but I know that's Game of Thrones funny. So, one of the fucking the dickheads from the Evil Planet. It escapes me at this moment, but he's eternally, almost exclusively a villainous character, and he's just one of the most villainous dudes in cinema in this movie. And so initially he wants to kill this kid, but David Carradine, they call him a transvestite on there. I question whether that's the case or whether Carradine is actually playing a female in the, like, you can't, it never really says what's going on. Carradine's name is Pearl, so it's Lou and Pearl, and Pearl wants to be a mother, and so she convinces Smith to not kill this baby. So in lieu of that, probably would have been better if they would have just committed the act. But so they lock him in this silo, and this whole movie is like the opening 15 minutes of Conan. Stretched out to feature length and presented in modern times. You know, this movie was made in '89. Nothing about this movie says '89. It feels like it should have come out in the late '70s or early '80s. You know, this should have come out in the same at the same time as they were putting out They Shoot Horses, Don't They? And Coming Home and things. It's got that kind of weight, that depth and weight to it. This should not come out in the same year that Tim Burton's Batman came out. Everything about this movie screams late 70s. I can only imagine it was it was penned then, and they tried to get it going. I mean, David Carradine sings does the theme song, and it's, again, it feels like it should be out of the early 80s. So they basically kidnap this kid, lock him in a dungeon, and torture him for years and years. I mean, they feed him, they cut his tongue out as a birthday gift. 12th birthday, cut his tongue out. They just abuse this kid mercilessly, and they turn him into, they craft him into this tool for their need. I mean, he it gets to a point where anytime they take him out to do some sort of dastardly deed, he's so beast-like that they put like a leather helmet on his head so that he it's not quite Hannibal Lecter, but he's kind of like the crazy beast dudes from Beastmaster, you know, he's just like this wild animal. But he's this incredibly handsome kid too, so it's kind of a Frankenstein allegory, you know, this sympathetic monster, and you're sympathetic towards him because you know none of this is his fault. You know, this is the fault of these people, and you want to give Pearl some sort of credit because she is nicer than Slew, but if it wouldn't have been for her intervention, then he would not have been put in this position. Is it worse to have not existed or to have this foundation in violence and horror, you know, and real violence and horror? So it's kind of, yeah, they craft him into this machine to complete their dastardly deeds, and you know, like I said, the everything about this movie feels like it should be this quirky kind of thing, but then the violence on film happens, and you don't see too much of it. It's more like theater of the mind, but the aftermath is fucking like the violence in this movie is horrific, and so you get to see like it's just really impactful, you know. Um, so eventually, while they're taking him out on this crime wave, he eventually sees like a nudie mag, and that kind of like, I mean, at this point he's like in his late teens, early 20s, and that uh, kicks a switch, right? He becomes very interested in girls, and he like starts to want to get out more, and eventually he's able to get out, and it creates this whole scenario. Um, this movie is really movie like it's shot beautifully. It's fucking insane. It's definitely this is for the real ones out there. In fact, this whole double is for the real ones, but it is it's just there's nothing like it. There's nothing like this movie. There are things in this movie that feel like they really inspired Rob Zombie for the Devil's Rejects, like some parts of the Devil's Rejects, not the tortury stuff, but kind of the end and the beginning. Like there's just I when I was watching it, I really got a feel for like, oh, this really feels like, but they're all probably taking on, you know, they're all probably taking inspiration from inspirational shit, you know, the Wild Bunch and fucking uh, um, Bonnie and Clyde, you know, like a bunch of like really influential movies, you know. Like I said, this movie's beautiful. The theme song is really kind of it's David Carradine, so it's kind of goofy, but it's I mean, not goofy. It's like pretty beautiful, but like I said, it feels like it was written by Kane from the Kung Fu. So by the time this, like, you're not exactly like this movie is not the atmosphere of this movie is pretty linear. You know, there's not I mean, there are highs and lows, and like I said, it is very beautiful. Every once in a while, you'll come you'll come up on Slew, and he's painting these fucking beautiful pictures of like they're like surrealist, like Dali pictures, and this fucking monster is just like out. He's got like a literal cannon right here, and he's painting this beautiful Dali surrealist picture right here. You know, so it does have that strangeness and that quirk to it, but it doesn't ever like it's not a feel good picture.
I'm looking for a place where the dogs don't bite, the children don't cry, and everything always goes just right, and brothers don't fight. Maybe it's just over that hill, maybe it ain't. Maybe there's gold at the end of this rainbow, and maybe it's just pain. Maybe it's just over that hill, up ahead, maybe it ain't. Maybe there's gold at the end of this rainbow, maybe it ain't. I'm striving for a time when the sun always shines, and all night long that girl is always mine. Just her and me, we don't need to whine. Maybe there's gold at the end of this rainbow, maybe it's just pain, and maybe it ain't. And maybe it ain't. And maybe it ain't. And maybe it ain't. And maybe it ain't.
Right. So once you've gotten, I don't want to say gotten through, once you've experienced Sonny Boy, then credits roll right into Bad Boy Bubby. Okay, Bad Boy Bubby is I probably want to put a trigger warning on both these movies. They're very they deal with trauma, let's say. So heads up on that. So we roll into Bad Boy Bubby. It's a 1993 Australian picture. Let's see what the good people at Blue Underground have to say about Bad Boy Bubby. LA Weekly called it disturbing and compelling, and it was awarded the Grand Special Jury Prize at the Venice Film Festival. Despite a limited release in America, it would shock and delight audiences to become one of the most daring and controversial cult films of the past decade. Nicholas Hope, in what Variety hails as an astonishing performance, stars as Bubby, a demented man-child kept locked his entire life in a squalid apartment by his depraved mother. So you see, there's method to my madness. But when Bubby, who can only communicate by mimicking what others say and do, escapes to the into the outside, he soon discovers the wonders of sex, crime, rock and roll, and pizza. Will this mad bastard be destroyed by the realities of our cruel world? Or does a higher calling ultimately wait him in the most unlikely place of all? Bad Boy Bubby. This movie's fucking insane. You know a movie's going to be good when in the first 2 minutes of the movie, you see a big floppy dick and a couple of floppy titties. Right off the bat, dude. And nobody, the Australians they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. People think they don't know what they're doing, but I know that they know what they're doing. Bad Boy Bubby, so I mean, what else could be said? Similar to Sonny Boy, Bubby is kept in this fucking dank, squalid apartment by his mother, who convinces him that the outside world is full of poison gas. So every time she splits, she wears this fucking gas mask on her face, and she uses Bubby for everything. Every way that one would use another person, and Bubby's 35 in this movie. So she and Bubby have been living alone in this apartment for decades. And one day his old man shows up out of the blue, and it changes everything. And Bubby's very confused by this other human being coming in from the outside, much less it being his father. So this becomes important later on. before his dad comes in, this cat gets in the apartment, and Bubby's very confused about it. And his mom tells him that that basically that cats don't breathe, right? And so he wraps this cat in cellophane, and the cat dies, of course. So again, this is kind of a spoiler, but it's right in the beginning of the movie, and it's kind of important to the story. So he's very confused how the cat, like, he just has no concept of life or death or anything, like, outside of, they don't have TV, they don't have anything. It's just Bubby and his abusive mother for decades, right? And so when his old man comes in from outside, and it really, like, he's severely confused by that. Pretty soon he gets out of the apartment, and becomes, for a bit, he's known as the cling wrap killer. Like, he keeps cling wrapping people, like people's heads and shit, to as a way of killing them. And like, but I mean, it's like a fucked up version of Forrest Gump, which is kind of crazy because Forrest Gump only came a year later than Bubby did. But he's just like this. People really are sympathetic. Like, he's just as innocent, dude. Like, much like Sonny Boy, he's just kind of discovering the world for the first time, and not having had ever experienced any of it. And so he keeps getting help from these people. People keep, like, a lady will pick him up and take him to a food bank, or he gets like, helped by he hears this choir singing, and they're from the Salvation Army or something, and they take him to a bar and feed him, and that's the first time he gets pizza. And again, he has all these really simple interactions, but that are fucking really life-changing to him. You know, he's never had pizza. He's been eating gruel, nothing but slop and gruel, for 35 years. And so the whole story, again, it starts out like really, really heavy, right? And like Bubby is going through the world and experiencing like really amazing shit and really cruel shit. But every time I watch this movie, like, the last, like, 15 minutes of this movie are so touching, dude, and so, like, fill my heart, like, in a way that, like, few movies do, you know? Like, you've gone through this whole journey with Bubby, and it starts off so fucking gnarly, and even gets, I mean, I don't know if it gets more gnarly, but it stays at a level, you know, and things happen to Bubby that are really hard, you know. But then, like, the movie shows its incredible heart at the fucking end, and it's just like really, I mean, it's like it's just really, really, like, the filmmaking's really cool and beautiful, but it's a beautiful experience by the end of the movie. And that's why you gotta end with Bad Boy Bubby. You gotta come out on a high note, you know. And Bubby is like, the end of Bubby just, it fucking makes me cry every time I watch it, man. I can feel myself welling up with tears. Like, it's just so affirming, dude. It's just like a really good movie, and it's super like, people don't know about it, you know. I heard about both of these movies from like, it was either Shockwaves or Killer POV, or from Elric Kane and Rebecca McKendry. And both of these, like, Elric Kane's a fucking huge Bad Boy Bubby fan. Like, dude, the dialogue in Bubby, it's got some classic one-liners, things that are things that are hard to forget and very quotable, very quotable. So, yeah, go out and experience these two things. I guarantee you've never seen anything like these movies. And it's definitely like it's worth the experience. So let me know what you think. Again, like reach out if you have any recommendations. You know what? We don't edit mistakes here. Here at Parts, we think that editing mistakes, that's for pussies. That's for Quakers. We do edit for time and blank spots. Sometimes, most of the time, sometimes. Unless I think that they're funny or they're too hard to fucking edit around. But mistakes, let them fly, baby. Life's a mistake sometimes. Life is, and we affirm it and we grasp it. I digress. If you liked it, let me know what you think of these movies, man. Let me know what you think about Bubby, dude. If it hits you as hard as it hit me. And, yeah, reach out and comment on the videos or reach out to our Facebook, X, or Blue Sky or any of that stuff. So, until next time, we love you guys. We'll keep watching movies. Peace!
At first, he did seem to spend a lot of time alone. Mum looked after him. Although sometimes she called him her bad boy Bubby. And there was always Cat to play with. Then one day,
Hey, son, you can call me Pop.
Pop came back, and everything changed.
Pop. All right, don't go making a big thing of it.
Bad boy Bubby went on a voyage of discovery. And the world he confronted was funny,
Get off the ride, you fucking whooped bastard!
tragic, loving, and hateful.
Get off the fucking ride, you fucking crazy bastard! Oh, shit!
Honest and hypocritical.
God doesn't like fat people.
And totally unlike any you've ever seen before.
God, you've got brains, it's great big whoppers of things.
We proudly present an extraordinary film by Rolf de Heer, starring Nicholas Hope as Bad Boy Bubby, and delightfully supported by Claire Benito, Ralph Cottrell, and Carmel Johnson. Bad Boy Bubby. All he needs is love.
LA Weekly called it fuck. Okay. LA Weekly called it disturbing and compelling. And it was awarded the grand jury's LA Weekly called